So Marvel recently dropped a video. I think it feels more like an announcement for the upcoming Avengers movie. I think it's Avengers Doomsday. I don't know what it is. I don't really care that much. But what I did care about is the huge slew of casts that were shown. Now, they didn't need to mention these names. If you know your Marvel, you know who these actors are and what roles they played. So I saw a lot of names like Channing Tatum, James Marsden. I couldn't really flip through all the names, but all these names were very familiar. And as a result, I realized that this is what Marvel really wanted to do. But you see, unlike most Avengers movies of the past, there was an exciting build-up. For the original Avengers movie that dropped in 2012, there was the build-up from Iron Man to Iron Man 2, Thor, The Incredible Hulk, and some other movies, and Captain America that built up to that movie. There was already that excitement. And because of the perfect execution of the first Avengers movie, it gave them the confidence to make another movie. And as a result, we got other great movies. We had Captain America, The Winter Soldier. We had a lot of movies, and then we had we had Age of Ultron, and from there we now had Infinity War and Endgame. Very good movies as well. But you see, the problem was that all this, or let me say the thing was that these movies were good in their own right. They were well executed. They had great directors. They had great direction. They had great writing. And the way I see this, it's like Marvel telling us, okay, we're not really sure what to do. This should get people interested. And I understand how nostalgia works. And they're taking the same page from Deadpool and Wolverine, which was a very huge success for Marvel in 2024, as well as 2021's Spider-Man No Way Home. These movies made use of nostalgia. Think about it. When you watch Deadpool and Wolverine, what were some of the most exciting feats of that entire movie? You saw Blade, you saw Elektra, you even saw the appearance of Channing Tatum's Gambit, which never entered full-scale production. There was a lot to get excited about, and as a result, this movie was successful. But like I said, that was the play with nostalgia. Do you think it's going to work here? It might. But then again, we have to understand that this is Marvel and this is an Avengers movie. Every Avengers movie is more expensive than the previous. That's right, every Avengers movie is more expensive than the former. And if we now think about it, Endgame had a budget of about, I think, 300 million. That was back in 2019. With this kind of characters that we have, this movie is going to clock in around maybe 3 hours. And with the amount of money they're going to spend just on production alone, this movie is probably going to be about close to 500 million. If I'm going to assume, it's going to be maybe 390 to 400 million plus. Okay, I assume that this movie is going to cost about 400 million, which means it's going to take a lot for it to break even. Because if it's going to cost about 400 million, how much do you think they will need to break even? They're probably going to need $1 billion to break even. And that's not talking about the extra profit, which means this movie needs to make about 2 billion, which means this movie needs to be more successful than the original Avatar back in 2009, which is still, till this day, the most successful movie of all time. The highest grossing movie of all time. I am excited to see what they have in store for us. James Marsden as Cyclops, even though his portrayal back with 20th Century Fox's X-Men wasn't really the best, but it's nice that we still have the X-Men making it to the big screen. I was always of the opinion that Marvel was going to recast some of these characters, but the fact that they didn't recast some of these characters means that there is still hope that we're going to see some of these characters again. So I am happy about that. But then again, there are still some loopholes that Marvel left behind, and I don't know, is this really going to be enough? The question I think we should all ask, is this going to be enough? This movie is going to be expensive. This movie is going to be a throwback to the past, to your childhood, yes, but does that mean it's going to be enough? The build-up of recent with shows like She-Hulk or The Eternals or Captain Marvel 2 aka The Marvels were not really content that resonated well with fans. I ask this question again. Is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough to turn the tides for Marvel and Disney? Only time will tell. I am a bit excited, but like I said, only time will tell. We just have to wait and see. It's already in production, so we're yet to see a trailer. We are yet to see the actual direction. But in the end, I do hope this movie succeeds because a lot of effort has been put into this movie. So I do hope for the best. And you'll be able to watch for this long. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.